Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Everybody, welcome, one and all. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2026, and this is episode 238 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I'm your host. I'm CQ. Welcome. But I can't do it all by myself. No, I cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out co-host extraordinaire, the one, the only, Mr. Mad Mike. Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Every time, every week, I'm like, all right, this is the one. He's gonna step
Nope.
up. He's gonna lean into it. He's gonna, and you know what? It's all right. It's all right. I forgive you. I forgive you. Every week, you know, you just continue to disappoint. It's fine. It's fine. Anybody else want to co-host? Does anybody want to co-host a pop culture conversation with CQ?
Nobody
Pop
wants to
culture.
do this shit. You get what you get and you don't get upset. God.
Listen. Anyway, whatever. We've got a phenomenal show for you guys tonight. Joining us in the second half of the program at 9 p.m. Eastern will be author, comic book writer, extraordinaire, amazing dude, Nathan Edmondson. It is a pre-record. I always got to put that out there. It happened earlier today, so you will see I look the same. And it's a great interview. Like we really cut it up. Talked about his history in comic books as well as his new novel, The Master, a novel of golf and death. You, Mr. Mad Mike, aren't you into golf? Aren't you a golf guy?
No, nothing.
Fucking lie, goddammit. Aren't you super into golf? Like super into it?
Thrilled, yes, I love it. The only thing
You're
I like
gonna
more
love.
than doing this show.
That was honest. That was actually very honest. You would like The Master, a novel of golf and death, because apparently he grew up like Augusta National was his like in his backyard, like the big Masters tournament. And so he's like, I'm gonna write a book. Let me write about something I know about. and then yeah, made it some political intrigue and mystery and whatnot. There's an echo. Ugh. God damn it. Why is it only the YouTube that gets an echo? I don't know. Let me check one thing.
You
Hang
just
on.
get double the fun.
Why would you get an echo?
I like you pretend like you know what the hell you're doing.
I know. I make
You're
it look
literally
good, don't
just
I?
like finishing your game of Madden or whatever.
Hey, don't let people know
We
the
can
behind
see
the
the
scenes.
controller in your hands.
Don't let people know the behind the scenes magic, man. So, this week in pop culture, Mad Mike, talk to us. What's going on? What's going on in this week in pop culture?
I don't know if you saw this, but it was Easter and this game came out. I don't got Steam, but I was just reading about it and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. Have you ever heard of this game, I Am Jesus Christ?
No.
If you
No,
got
I
Steam,
have
I
not.
highly suggest you play that. You fire it up and you buy this game. You literally play, it's an RPG, you play as Jesus Christ. It's fucking awesome. Only 500 people are playing it right now. And it came out on Good Friday with 472 players.
Wow.
Got an 86% Steam rating, whatever that means. I'm assuming that's really good. I don't know shit about Steam. Anyways, they're like, the narrative is what really shines here. Yeah, no shit. Think it might be popular. But you actually play through like scenarios in his life, and then as you do good deeds and shit, you fill up your what is it called again? Fucking holy meter. Where'd it go? Anyways, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Faith meter. So as you play through Jesus' life, you help people perform miracles and see significant moments in his life through his eyes. There is seemingly a faith meter connected to that, and I've come across multiple mentions of Assassin's Creed-like parkour elements in the game. This guy doesn't remember seeing that, but he might have skipped it. Imagine that you fill up the meter and all of a sudden you're like fucking
Jesus is
float.
parkouring
Like,
across the water.
Scale this mountain in 2 steps or some shit.
That's awesome. If you're out there, if you let me know if the echo thing was fixed. I tried something. I tried. they wanted you to say dead or alive. You're coming with me because apparently you sounded robotic. Also, center yourself. God damn it! You're leaning to the side. There you
I'm
go.
fucking reading.
His brain, he can't
My
think
left,
and
I
sit
got
straight
on my
at the
left
same time.
brain.
When his brain activates, it leans to one side. That's how you know he's really thinking, folks. I'm gonna have to put you in the big box again.
How much is it? It doesn't say. It can't be that much if they only got 500 people.
That's funny though. You Jesus, that's good. That's good.
I am Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I am Jesus
fucking
Christ.
Awesome.
That's. I mean, is it
Both
sacrilegious?
No, I guess it's supposed to be like a religious education game or whatever, but
I mean,
how's it sacrilegious? You're
well,
walking through the steps of Jesus.
I mean, you're.
It's not like you're fucking putting an M4 in his hand and he's laying,
Well, I mean, I don't
spreading
know.
the holy lead across the land.
You are playing as the alleged Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and so you are presenting yourself as the creator. So I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not like you're letting you do whatever you want. Like you're not gonna go like start like dry humping people and shit, and taking a dump on them.
I mean, but that's the thing. If you control Jesus in the game, couldn't you make him do weird things?
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure they have they coded it to where he couldn't.
I mean, have you seen mods for like the GTA
You mean
5
like
mods?
the hacks that you use in Call of Duty? Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen them.
Yes.
No,
You should sell a brand of pop just called Culture Warrior. It's like a 7-Eleven suicide drink, but with random cartoons and random facts. Nice. Yeah. Pop Culture Warrior. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like I don't know. That's weird. That's a weird thing.
I wonder if they had to get like permission. Like,
who are you gonna get permission from? God?
Pope approved. Yeah.
Like I prayed on it, and he said it was cool. He said it was cool.
Vatican approved.
The Vatican signed off. Oh man, I don't know who remembers this, but the Army actually made a video game. This was like 2000 and it would have been 2001, 2 or 3. I don't know. I gotta look this up. It was called like America's Finest, I think is what it was called. America's Finest video game. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right? Oh no, it was let's see. Army video game? Oh, what was it? Man, who remembers that damn Army video game that came out? America's Army. America's Army, that's the one. America's Army. And dude, it was wild. It was wild because you had to actually go through boot camp, and then you went through airborne school, and then you got deployed and shit like that. And I was like, it's pretty realistic, except
super easy to beat. It's like the intro to Call of Duty. The
thing is, you didn't get an STI from a random stripper. You didn't.
STI? They're giving out fucking sports cars in the Army? What the fuck? STD, dumb boot.
First of all, that's the old way of saying it. Now it's STI. So fuck you.
Don't pretend like you're young.
Yeah, we got the D's, they get the I's. Sounds terrible. It was a good game. I watched you from Quebec. Oh, hey man, watching it from Quebec. Right on. Mad Mike sounds like he's in a concrete empty hallway. I'm assuming, okay,
fuck is it?
Just help me out here because it's only on YouTube, and I'm assuming, are you guys watching vertically? Because if I think I know what the problem is. I can't do anything about it right now, but I'm curious if it's only affecting the vertical stream or also the horizontal stream. So anybody that says he has an echo, please let me know if you're watching vertically or horizontally. If he sounds fine to you, don't even mention it. Just for the people he sounds robotic, because I think I know what it might be. It's the vertical plugin I have. Anyway, what else? What else is on the news?
Did you see? I didn't know they picked it up, but Disney Plus, they got the Power Rangers property. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Disney Plus
I
now
didn't know that
has
either.
that. Did they buy Saban or something?
I don't know, but they're making a new show. It says brand new Power Rangers live action series is currently in development from Disney and Hasbro. Making the franchise's long-awaited comeback after several years without a new TV show. However, the new Disney Plus reboot won't be the regular return to screens that Power Rangers fans are used to. For the first time since it debuted in '93, the slate is being wiped clean, and they're keeping all the plot and casting details tightly under wraps. But it's supposed to be a far more extensive overhaul than simply focusing on a new team and theme. It'll be a reinvention. So that'll be good. It'll be on Disney Plus. Interesting. Right? I never know. I thought what was it called again? Not Hasbro.
Power Rangers?
It was who was Saban?
Saban. Yeah, Saban.
Saban.
Yeah, Saban owned it. I wonder if they sold the rights. I know they've been doing a bunch of stuff.
It said, I guess it went from Saban to Disney, then to Nickelodeon, and then to Hasbro.
All right. Yeah, it's echoey everywhere. I don't know what the oh man, I'm just hoping that the interview doesn't end up being echoey as well. Because if it's not in the interview, then it's 100% you, Mad Mike. Which is weird because I hear you fine. So, whatever.
It's probably your settings.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be something. Whatever. It is what it is. We're not gonna fix it live.
You come back? I don't know.
No, that's it. This happens every week. We've been talking about this. I gotta figure out. I'm gonna redo my entire audio setup and then figure out what the fuck. But anyway, we'll see. If the interview isn't like that, then it's you. Because I did the interview on the same fucking setup we're using right now. So, whatever. What else?
Anyways. Spaceballs 2 officially released. The official release date is out for that, April 23rd, 2027, even though it doesn't have a title yet.
They've already been, that's the thing that bugs me. They've been filming. How do you have...
Wrapped in December.
Yeah, how do you not have a title for a movie that's wrapped?
Right?
How do you not have a date for a movie that's wrapped? I know they just released it, but it just, I don't understand it.
Or just call it Spaceballs 2. Fuck, if you can't think of anything else. No one gives a shit about what else you call it. Everyone's going to call it Spaceballs 2 anyway.
Yeah. And in fact, for the longest time, they had always joked it would be Spaceball 2's The Search for More Money. That was going to be the title. He said, if I ever do a sequel, that would be the title. And so the fact that they're not using it, I don't understand that at all. But whatever, it is what it is.
The Return of Spaceballs.
More ballsy. It's more balls. Bigger sports balls.
That week it comes out. It's going up against Taylor Sheridan's movie Fast. F.A.S. It's all forgot what the fuck that's called. Anyways. And then 2 weeks later it comes out that Mel Gibson's The Resurrection of the Christ, and then the Legends of Zelda movie also. So
yeah.
Some stiff competition.
All right, I'm messing with settings here. So if he's fine now. Oh, okay. I think I found it. All right. Anyway, sorry. We'll fix it now. It's a distance thing for him. No, stop it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just not do a pop culture. Let's do audio editing with CQ and Mad Mike.
Yeah, show everyone how the fuck we can't work the internet.
Oh, see, yeah, that's a good sequel title. Spaceballs 3: The Search for Part 2. You know, like
There you
that's
go.
clever. That's clever-ish. Whatever.
Just giving your free ideas out there, dummy.
Oh man, that's too funny. Let's see.
Big news, which is no surprise. It's not big to us, but we saw it coming. Sony Pictures is firing a whole buttload of people. They wouldn't say how many, but it's supposedly a huge chunk of their, people on the entertainment side.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is. Oh, because you got all those flops. Flippity floppity.
Flippity floppities. Yeah, man. I don't know. Oh, dude, how did we not say this week is a huge week in pop culture because we're getting the next episode of Daredevil here at any minute. We're getting the next episode of Invincible, which is awesome. And we're getting The Boys. The Boys are back this week with their final farewell series ending season. That's huge. And on top of that, Star Wars just dropped the Darth Maul series, which is getting really good reviews. So yeah, dude, fucking pop culture is it's alive and well this week. We're feasting. The nerds out here, the geeks, are feasting. So is there anything that you saw? We talked about privately the Daredevil and how you were a little less than enthused with how it's going.
Well, yeah, I said 2 episodes, and it's going to be more. Nothing great is going to happen. We're still not going to see Jessica Jones, probably till fucking second to last episode. And it was exactly like I called it. What are we in, 3 episodes deep?
Yeah,
we got fucking no Jessica Jones, which was all up in the fucking trailer. They make it seem like they have this great adventure together, and I feel like it's gonna be like the last, episode or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just gonna pop up, and then we're like, I can't wait till next season, and it's like you gave us shit this season.
Well, I will say that a lot of people that have seen, a lot of the early reviews said the first 3 episodes were kind of slow and setting building, but they said it really picks up starting in episode 4. We are expecting Jessica Jones. We are expecting some big boxing match with Kingpin that's supposed to happen. People weren't sure if we're going to get the Punisher back for this or not, but we know he's coming in the Punisher special after this, plus Spider-Man after that. I think while it has been slow, semi-slow, I like some of the tension they're building, right? I like the kind of a mole on the inside kind of stuff. And there's been some good fight choreography showing Daredevil in the black suit and him really going like hardcore. My whole thing is every time he does a finish on, he's every finish.
Yeah, why is he expending so much energy? You're just shitting in that suit, man. Guy's 40, and there's no way he's doing that without shitting his pants.
He's so backed up, he's so he's so clogged
Especially
up.
He's on the run. He's not eating, he's not meal prepping and shit. He's eating fast food and shit.
Yeah, man. It's hard to get those yoga poses, in the dilapidated ruins of a back room.
I feel like he does too much. He's got the little fucking, I don't know what that is. The long ass nunchuck that he fucking slings around or whatever.
It's a bow staff that has attachments and shit.
But it's he didn't have that before, and he was I felt like he was more efficient as a fighter. And now it's he has this thing, and he's still struggling to beat up a bunch of fat fucking cops.
Cop rejects.
Yeah, it's dude, you're fighting all these fucking superheroes and shit, and now you have it's a volunteer fucking hate squad basically, and he can't even beating them up and shit, and it's I get you're blind and stuff, but
what's funny is when and I get that you have to make it entertaining and whatnot. But like, let's remember, he took on like the Hand, trained ninjas, where it was like 1 on 50, and he's taken, or the prison scene in the Netflix series where, you know, like he's taking on like 30, 40 guys, no problem. Like, yeah, he gets a couple hits and whatever. But now it's like, oh no, it's 3 dudes. Bah, 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 bah,
Yeah.
bah.
And it's like he's getting knocked out. Like in the, well, I don't know if you haven't watched it, don't listen. I'll give you a second. And then, what's his name? Keeps saving him. Bullseye has to keep saving his ass.
That's weird. That's another weird thing. Like, I want to know where they're going with that, because it's
that's
weird.
the thing, is like I'm feeling someone's just gonna take his ass out, and then it's like we're not gonna get any more from like.
Well, it's the Bullseye part
that...
of it has been interesting because initially it was, his character was supposed to kind of be written off, like way back in the Netflix series, and then like people kept wanting him back, and he kept coming back, and then even when they said they were gonna, like when they first announced the Born Again series, they said he's not in it, but they also said Foggy wasn't in it. They said the chick wasn't in it, and then because of the fan backlash and the fan outcry, that's when Jessica Jones is in the chat right now. What up, Jessica? Perfect timing. That's when they brought them all back. Speaking of Jessica Jones, yes, you're right that Jessica Jones has yet to appear in the series, but we know she's coming. But I don't know if you've seen, they're filming season 3 right now. And have you seen the leak photos coming out of season 3?
No, I don't fucking. I want to spoil it.
I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it right now for you. If you don't want to know,
hold on, let me plug my ears.
People. Set photos have shown the return of Luke Cage and Iron Fist, Michael Coulter and Finn Jones, both in the costumes, in their character clothes, and one of the like sharp-eyed peoples noticed that Michael Coulter's in kind of this black and gold suit, and they referenced that is from his run in the comic books when he actually ran for mayor of New York City. He was wearing the black and gold suit. So a lot of people are saying this could be him stepping up to challenge Kingpin for the role of mayor in New York. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how this ties into the Punisher series, which then ties into the Spider-Man movie. It's going to be interesting how they're going to balance it all. But I will say this. Having been a Marvel fan for years, and having since Iron Man 1, them saying, hey, this is all a big collective universe and it's all connected and all this and all that. But we all know in the past, like what the TV was doing was different from what the movies were doing, which was different from what the streaming services were doing. Even though it was quote unquote one shared universe, it never felt like a shared universe outside of the, where are the Avengers at? Like there'd be like a toss away line and you're like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. They are in this world. But this is what I had envisioned when I first heard the idea of it's all connected. It's all one shared universe. This is what I expected, where we'd get characters in other series to bounce in and out. You know, we'd get them appearing in the movies and vice versa. You know, we've seen it with Miss Marvel jumping from the series to the movie, and now, you know, Punisher going from the series to the movies, and vice versa. So I don't know. I'm excited as a Marvel fan because I finally feel like we're getting the promise that we were promised. What, 15 years ago? Fucking 20 years ago with Iron Man 1. I feel like we're finally really getting to that point. So, sorry, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now because I'm excited.
I just want some fucking substance. Keep just leading us on, like.
Is there a specific substance you're looking for?
It's like they could have combined all 3 of these episodes into 1 hour and called it a day. And instead, they lead us on, and oh, they'll keep watching.
I love it. They'll lead us on like a stripper that you really think is in love with you. They'll just keep leading you on and on.
That's
You just
right.
keep coming back, giving her more money because she really loves you. She really loves you. You guys have a future together. Um, so what else we've got? Invincible's awesome. I'm fucking loving this season of Invincible. Great bounce back episode from that Hell episode, which again wasn't bad. It's just by comparison, the rest of Invincible's so damn good that felt like a low mark. But I'd still say it was better than most of the shows that are out now. That's awesome. We're leading towards the Viltrumite War, which is going to be so cool, so badass. There are some, for those that didn't read the books, there are some big twists coming. Big twists. So stay tuned because it's going to get crazy. What else? Dude, there's so much going on. I know there's this another spinoff of The Boys, right? Because we got Gen V, the spinoff. Now they're going to do the
What's his the guy?
the
Jensen Ackles.
Yes, just Jensen Ackles, and also bringing back what's her name, the chick that played not Stormfront. Yeah, Stormfront. But oh god,
what's it
her name?
Stormfront? The lady that wore like the Roman gear or whatever, the Wonder Woman wannabe.
No. You're not thinking of one. I'm it's one that turns out to be like a Nazi.
Oh
Stormfront.
yeah, okay.
The one that was obsessed with Homelander. She's coming back because remember in the series they're like, oh yeah, she used to be a different character, but she got canceled, and so we like iced her for a while. Then we brought her back as Stormfront. Well, she's gonna be back as the original character that she was in the whatever 40s, 50s, 30s, whatever it was. So she's back. Plus Jensen Ackles is back. And that's going to be called Vought Rising. So it's kind of the prequel series of how Vought came to power and the first soups that were around. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because I think if they do it right, it should very much be like the rise and fall of the Roman Empire kind of thing, where it starts out good. Like these guys really do become heroes and they're not immediately assholes, right? Off the rip. Like let it be the kind of the downfall, right? We get to see kind of like when we see Sinestro as a Green Lantern, right? And you're like he's going to be bad. Which, by the way, who the fuck names a guy Sinestro and
right.
shocked when he turns out to be a bad guy? It's like, yeah, I'm Darth Demon Slayer of the but I'm a good guy. You're like, what? No, you're not. What was I gonna say? That. So yeah, that's my hope, is that we get to see this kind of rise of the superheroes, and then we kind of start to see the slow descent and the paranoia and the power hungry, and because. I don't know. I think that would make for a more interesting series that way. They just start out as assholes, and you're like, this is just more soups as assholes, whatever. But
yeah, which is I don't know. It's like when someone starts a business and then makes millions, and then they pass on their kids, and then they're just a bunch of assholes. It's kind of the same concept here.
But I like to believe. We're all innocent, right? As we're grown, not all. Few people are like traumatized from such a young age that they're like, the bullies of the world obviously are people that have they got such shitty home lives or whatever that they have to take it out on others. But the majority of folks are Lady Liberty. Thank you, Ken. Jesus Christ. She was Lady Liberty before she was Stormfront. And so, the majority of people are going to be good and then slowly, be driven power hungry and corrupt and, have to sacrifice their morals and this and that. But I don't know. I think. I'd like to think that if I were granted superpowers, that I would use them for good. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. That I would use them for good. Nah, I would, man. It'd be bad. It'd be bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on. We'll move on because I can't say what I think, but yeah, it would be bad. It would be bad. Dude, there's so much news coming out now.
Oh, Steve.
Obviously, X-Men. We know in the Marvel universe, the X-Men's going to become a thing. Still, people are waiting to once the announcement. Everybody thinks Sadie Sink is playing some version of Jean Grey in the Spider-Man movie. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they're going to wait for all the dust to settle from Doomsday, from Secret Wars, before they start bringing in X-Men characters. But I could be wrong. Thoughts?
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing too. And it's like, I don't know. It could hint at it, but would it be a big part of it? Probably not. Small, kind of. Like in that one where they're like, oh, I think they mentioned mutants or something in one of the things. Like, it was just a quick line. Yeah. Something like that. Who she's actually, I think, supposedly rumored to be coming back now. Or she hinted at it that she was coming back. Which wasn't. Makes sense if they're getting rid of everyone.
Yeah, they gotta. I mean, at this point, you gotta bring everybody back.
But will it go beyond that, like a tiny thing? And they might not even say, like, I don't think she's going to have a costume. Even if that is, they might not say her name. They probably won't. She definitely won't have a costume or anything. You might just see, like, a little bit of what she could do. But I'm leaning towards that's not what it is. I would think they're going to save that for... If they're going to bring in the new people, they would hint at it in Doomsday. Or the follow-up. They're not going to do it in Spider-Man, which Sony owns. Like, they don't even fucking own it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of people are forgetting that. It's like, yes, it's a collaborative effort, but you don't want to give Sony the thing that
they had to claw back from.
Yeah. Hey, it's on. How you doing, bud?
If they owned all that, like, and Sony wasn't a part, yeah, I would believe it. But I don't think they would go that route either way, because, like, X-Men and Spider-Man were never really a thing. So
yeah, well, I mean, he did date Kitty Pryde for a while. That was about the closest.
Yeah.
That was the closest he got into the X-Men.
They do a lot of dumb shit in the comics. Yeah,
but about as far as he got in.
I highly doubt it. And I saw people were doing mock-ups already, and it's like, come on, man. They're not going to waste their time.
Yes. What else? There's so much. The Xbox, like there's stuff coming out about the Xbox and the next PlayStation, and then rumors with that, and the price. Dude, the prices. The rumored prices? Bro, we're talking 1,000 plus. 1,000 plus.
I'm not surprised. Inflation is a bitch. The last one I thought was expensive. And what was it, like almost $600?
Yep.
And that was how many years ago? Like 8, 10?
Yes,
I don't even remember when it came out. So it's like, yeah, of course they're going to double your fun.
Well, what's interesting is I just saw the report where the PlayStation 5 is the first console to be more expensive 5+ years after its release. Like, they've actually raised the price on PS5s. Usually, after 5+ years of being in, they lower the price to try to encourage more sales. But apparently, I don't know if they're not making enough money or what. But yeah, the price of a PS5 has gone up by like $120-something bucks. So it's wild. It's wild to think that that's the age we live in, where they're taking more away from us and charging us more for it.
Right.
They're like, what?
There's no disc drives. There's no security. It's like
Zero security.
you log in and you lose all your money automatically. Like,
And
fuck's
it's gone.
sake. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna charge you more money for it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It'd be like you buy Disney passes and you go and you get in the line and you get to the front of the ride. They're like, all right, that'll be $49.95. You're like, what the fuck? I've already paid. And they're like, yeah. What is it? What is going to be the price for today's Hodge discs? And are they going to be disc or are they going to be like USB? DoD will not allow us to use it. Oh yeah. The old Haji discs, man. I remember those, man. When you get like one DVD and it had like 12 movies on it, like that had nothing to do with each other. They were all random ass movies, like Rush Hour 2, Terminator 3, fucking the Tremors movie, and you're like, what fucking who put all these movies on one disc? Anyway, sorry. ADHD is really kicking tonight. What else? Oh man, there's so many good stories. There's the battle of that the Warner Brothers buyout that was originally for Netflix that now Paramount is pushing back on, and Netflix like, fuck it, we're out. I don't know. What's the best case scenario here? I don't know. Who do you think? Like, I feel like we all lose regardless. But what's the best outcome here? I really don't know. I don't
know if anyone's even gonna buy them, but I figured Paramount was gonna come ahead because it's like Trump's son-in-law or whatever was part of it and all this stuff. So it's kind of a lose for us. I liked it better with Netflix because it's like I already got Netflix. I already have Paramount too, but I'm probably gonna cancel it. They keep raising the price, and it's like I'm not gonna pay all this. It's not worth the cost that they're raising it. It was fine when it was like $20 for the year, or it's free with your phone or whatever. It's not worth whatever, they're going to charge more because they had to spend all the money to get Warner Brothers. And are the properties really worth it at Warner Brothers? It's kind of like when they announced they were coming out with the Paramount streaming service as it was. If it wasn't for their Lord and Savior Taylor Sheridan, they would have fucking jack shit on there. So I think it's a lose-lose kind of situation for us. I like Netflix. I thought it was better. They seemed more enthusiastic about it, and this also don't like how the guy is acting like he's a whiny little bitch. Oh, we put in a bid first. No,
it's funny you should mention that. I remember prepaying for the first 3 years of Disney Plus. It was like this early subscriber thing, and I paid, I want to say it was like $100 to get like the first 3. It ended up being like $1.99 a month for the first 3 years, and I was like, what a steal. And then of course they didn't put shit on it for the first 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's like just all the movies, which I mean we already had on DVD. I can watch all the Hannah Montanas on here. Oh my god, this is such a good deal.
I can watch Snow White, the original. But yeah, so.
Well, and then they did the merger with Fox. They bought Fox out, and then they bought the shit back from Sony, and then it's like the fucking price just went through the roof.
Yes, and now it's crazy. It's crazy what they're charging. All the streaming services, like, again, and we've had this conversation before, where it was like there was a time where it made sense to be a cable cutter because, like, for $20 I've got all the streaming stuff and I can watch whatever I want, and Netflix was all there was, and for it was like $12 a month, and you could hundreds of thousands of hours of shit, and now if you add up every streaming service that you have, you're spending way more than you did for cable.
And it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't have cable, I haven't had it for years. In a way, it's okay because you could watch everything when you want to watch it, like whereas cable, it's like...
And there were no ads. There were no ads.
You had to DVR it, yeah. But the cable, you have to DVR it or whatever, or you have to tune in at fucking 8 o'clock to watch it. So it's like, yeah, okay, you still get the on-demand, but like you said, you fucking... If you got every streaming service... you're paying what, 150 bucks a month, which is what everyone was paying for cable and complaining.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And then it goes up every year. Cable pretty much, I mean, you
Yeah,
can
they've
lock in, what,
stayed
a
pretty.
3 or 5 year deal,
Yeah.
I
Oh
think now. I
yeah.
saw 5 years now.
And even when they raise it, they'll raise it like 10, 15 bucks, and it's like,
But that's for the taxes.
yeah, that's for
It's not
everything.
the. They say like, oh, you get all these channels for whatever, 50 bucks. The cost goes through all the taxes. They pay
Yeah.
like local tax and
Yep.
whatever, you know.
They're like
Every time,
911 tax. I'm like, I don't want to need one. I don't
every
want
time
these
the
911.
celebrities need more money or whatever, then you
Yep.
know the taxes go up. But
So,
anyways,
yes, I don't know, man. It made sense for a long time, and it's just making less and less sense now that like, even at the cheapest, you're still spending a lot, and you're getting advertisements. It's like they've taken away everything that was promising about streaming and just turned it into, we own a cable channel and you're going to now pay us directly instead of your
yeah.
internet provider or whatever.
And it's like you gotta like, oh, do I really want to watch fucking this show when it comes out for 2 months out of the whole year? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's what, you know what, that's what I always bitch about HBO. That's why they fucking suck at releasing their stuff. Like, it takes them a year to release 6 episodes. It's because they don't want you to fucking cancel the subscription.
They're dragging it out. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
dragging it out, and that's why they
They're
air
like,
it
these
weekly.
assholes watch fucking Game of Thrones and then they cancel. Like, let's fucking drag this bitch out all year.
See, if they were smart, they would do some shit where like, you opt in and you pay, and then like the next time, like if you cancel and then sign up again later, like it costs more every time
Charge you a fee, yeah.
re-sign up. It
Don't
charges you
fucking
more.
tell them that, you asshole. I do that shit for Showtime all the time. I was like, Dexter? Okay, let me fucking
One free
subscribe.
month- one
Are
free
they
month
all out
service.
now? I fucking... Okay, I got a 14-day free trial. We're watching the shit out of Dexter, and then I'm canceling this shit.
Binge weekend. It's Dexter weekend. That's exactly it. That's exactly
And then
it.
the one way we had to like fucking make money, like save money on it, was like, oh, I'll get Netflix, which I still the only one that has Netflix out of everyone I know that pays for it. And then it's like, okay, you get HBO Max and we'll share. And then it's like, but now they do that
Crack
shit
it
like,
down.
oh,
Yeah.
are you in your home? And then I gotta
Yep.
text you for a fucking code because they're assholes.
Yeah, the password sharing crackdown, man. I tell you, anything. Look, I don't condone it. But I understand the people that like get those hacked Fire Sticks or whatever that have, every channel and every this and every that. I don't condone it, but I get it.
And it's a lot more affordable. You pay like $30 a year for that shit.
Yeah, you get the Fire Stick or you get
Not
the,
that I know about that or
Yeah,
anything.
no, I know anything about that.
I've read it on Reddit.
Yeah. I
Bunch
read
of
it. I saw
criminals
Facebook
on
posts.
Reddit, fucking delinquents.
Um,
Reddit's like we're all, those kids who are walking to school and they're all smoking and shit in the bushes. That's fucking what Reddit is. You can just walk by, you're like, oh, you ever try to light a fucking tree on fire? And you're like, what the fuck? No.
What is happening? Another piece of news that I found interesting, and I think you might, just because of our age and how we grew up. Ryan Coogler, famous for the Black Panther and a bunch of other things, Sins and a bunch of other stuff, Sinners, and wants to do a reboot of the 90s sci-fi series. Who remembers Animorphs? Where the like teenage kids turn into animals. What a series! What a series that was.
Redo that.
Of all the thing, and I don't know, man.
There's people liked the. I don't know. I guess people like. That's that's the beauty of fucking cable, of being forced to watch stupid shit. Because then you're like, you know what I liked 30 years later, Animorphs. It was really good, and it's
It
like,
was a
did you
good
really
book
like
series.
it? But have you seen it?
The show was terrible. The show was because I mean they didn't have the special effects that we have today. But the books were great. The books were a solid story.
I'm looking it up now. I didn't remember it.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
looking it up
Animorphs with the
now.
kid. The
I
show
remember
was
seeing these
terrible.
in the Scholastic flyer.
Yes, you would order them in the Scholastic little book club.
I didn't
thing.
order them because I was poor, bitch. But I saw them in the flyer.
I saw. But yeah, he's doing the X-Files reboot, and then he wants to follow that up with an Animorphs series at Disney Plus, which, you know, I think based on trends of kind of what kids are into and teens are into nowadays, I think it could be successful. I think, you know, the way they gave like the Riverdale treatment, the Sabrina treatment, you know, where they're kind of these reimaginings of 90s cult classics or even earlier. I think Animorphs could be very much like Power Rangers. There's a way to do it in a
Is he doing a
modern
movie
setting.
or a show? Sorry.
So for the X-Files and for the
No, the
Animorphs, it would be a
Animorphs.
series. It would be a
Oh,
series.
series TV.
Yeah,
Okay.
on Disney Plus. Yep. I definitely think, which is when you're gonna be very dependent on special effects, that always is a tough thing to do because that costs money. You could go the old like Smallville way of where like you could find like the cheapest way to do a special effect, or do the old, you know, pan away when they're transforming, and then when you pan back it's the animal, you know, like there's ways to cut corners, you know, and make it look, you know, good, as long as the story is good and engaging. And I always said they were good books, they were good stories. You know, it's just hard to do. How do you make a kid morph into a bird and not look really, really bad? You know, it works in a book, maybe even a comic, but yeah, it's just gonna look really, really bad on screen. But we'll see. Disney's just lazy. Kind of. Yeah. Whatever. Something I saw. I don't know. Did you ever get around to watching the first season of Beef? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
That's with.
That's with Steven Yin and Ali Wong.
Oh, okay.
And it's called Beef because they kind of beefing with each other. Great series. Great. Season 1 was phenomenal. I think it won a bunch of awards too.
Was that a rap show? I thought that was about rappers.
No. Beef was Steven Yin's like a contractor, and Ali Wong's like this famous designer, whatever. And then on a chance encounter, I think she like cuts him off in traffic, and they're both having like a really shitty day. So like he starts chasing her, and then she like fucking does some shit, and then they spend like the whole season just fucking with each other, basically like, trying to ruin each other's lives. Great series, great show so far. Yeah, everybody that's seen it says it's really good. I was super hyped when they're like, all right, we're coming back for season 2. Little less hyped because it is going to be kind of like an anthology series. So it's all new characters for the second season. Kind of like when, you know, you saw, I mean, American Horror Story is a bad example because they use the same actors in different stories. This
was
is
the one on
all
HBO with the True Detectives, like, or
yeah,
Fargo,
stuff like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So this one has to do with like a married couple that are kind of bosses, are like the employees see them like fighting or something. It's very like millennial versus Gen Z kind of thing. I don't know. I saw the trailer for it, and I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed if I'm being honest. I was excited to see the characters of season 1 kind of come back and like have to face the shit that they did. Yeah, people, you would love the series because it's them being as petty and vindictive as they can possibly be. It's such like if you're like, oh man, like what a way to piss someone off. Like, yeah, it's a good show for that. New beef, yes, it's new beef. It's beef plus
More beef.
more beef, beefier. There you go. It's beefier. But yeah, so I don't know. I saw the trailer and a little. I was such a fan of the first season. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I saw the trailer and I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm a little disappointed that they're going that route. But you know, I guess they didn't. Either they couldn't get Steven Yeun back, or they wanted too much, or I don't know, something. There's a reason, but it is what it is. What else? What else? There's so many. We're coming up at the end of the hour pretty quickly here, but shit, there's so much. I have these things here, and I want to show what they are, but they've technically not been officially revealed yet, so I kind of have to kind of wait on that. So yes, OG beef should continue. I agree. What was the other thing? Man, there was something else. What was the other thing? I don't remember. You say something now.
I said a bunch already. Well, I don't know. We played this game for a little bit, but it was announced earlier that State of Decay 3 is supposed to be coming out next month on what's that Xbox shit that we have? Game Pass. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. I liked it. It was fun. I don't know. I'll probably play it again for like a week.
Yeah, it was one of those games that was like
it was free. I think I only played it on Game Pass. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But for those that don't know, State of Decay, it's the Xbox's exclusive zombie apocalypse game. But it's interesting because like
computer just froze.
You're trying to gather, because I forget how it's like, it's not third party or third person, it's like top down almost, and it's like very Sim City like, in that you're trying to build settlements and collect resources but manage people and save people and do all this. It's fun. I liked it, but yeah.
And it's supposed to have 4-player co-op this time, which
that would be nice.
Will be good.
Nice.
It was 2. I think it was 2 last time, but you only play in one person's game. It was kind of retarded like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only so much they can do. Actually, funny enough, speaking of games, man, I'm way late to the party on this one, but one that like I've wanted to play for so long, and I finally got around to playing it. It sounds stupid, but it's called Heavenly Bodies. If people know, you know. If you don't, you don't. It's basically you're an astronaut in space, and you have to like do all these, do these experiments and power the station and do these different things, but you're in zero gravity. And so, like, the one button is, like, your left arm and the one button's right. So you're just, like, grabbing and, like, slingshotting your body into just, like, spinning into space and shit. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It's
bullshit. If you want a real game, play I'm Jesus Christ.
You press R1 to lay blessings. Press
to bless the shit out of this fool.
Press 2 to damn to hell.
You like, motherfuckers need Jesus. I heard y'all bitches need Jesus up in here. Whoop, whoop.
Somebody say my name. Jesus Christ.
Shit. This is why it's a story. This is why there's strict guidelines on what you could do.
Oh God. Oh man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways. All the news is about the fucking Lord of the Rings movie that nobody cares about.
No.
Dude, Andy Serkis is in like 7 things coming out. I'm like,
Serkis is a busy guy. He's a busy dude. The guy stays busy. I got invited. I got invited to see. Have you seen the trailer for the Sheep Detectives? Have you seen this?
No. What is this?
It plays. if you watch the trailer, it looks like a sketch from Saturday Night Live. Like some stupid thing you're like, oh, it's funny because they would never do. But it's a real fucking movie.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did see. This is with Hugh Jackman, right?
Yes. Hugh Jackman
I
talking to
did see
sheep.
this. I thought it was fake because I saw it on Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. It plays like an AI or a Saturday Night Live parody, but it's a real fucking movie. I don't know who greenlit it or sold it or got so many celebrities
Well,
to
you
be
gotta
in
tell
it.
everyone the thing. Like, so basically, Hugh Jackman's a sheep herder.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets kidnapped, and the sheep all like him for some reason, probably because he
Well,
puts
'cause he
his
reads to
fingers in
them.
their buttholes.
And he
then-
reads to them. Here's the thing: he reads to them every day detective novels.
Yeah,
And then when you
right.
see it from the sheep's perspective, they're all like, no, obviously it was the barber with the thing in the parlor. Like they're all
It's
playing detective.
setting up so they know
Yeah.
how to find their owner's fucking, find
Exactly.
their owner.
And so they have to escape from their place and basically be detectives and hunt down the sheep herder. So,
But it's got big people in it. I was like
Huge
Hugh
names.
Jackman, who
Huge
has like
names.
a 2-minute role. Bryan Cranston, who was like, oh, I'm only gonna do a couple more things and then I'm gonna retire. And it's like, you did the fucking Sheep Detectives, okay?
that's what you chose to.
Fucking Emma Thompson, also I
Yeah.
think she won an Oscar and shit, a couple
Yeah.
of them, but.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Who knows? Like, what did they do
Yeah, I was
wrong?
gonna say, the blackmail must be strong.
Yeah.
With these people.
It's
You
like
know.
the studio head's kid that made the movie or something. Like,
You
a
know
lot
what
of
it- okay.
favors.
You know when they're like, hey, we're gonna back you to do your passion project, but you have to give us these 3 movies. No backing out. They stacked all of Hollywood and called in all their favors. Like, remember that
Yeah.
movie you owe us? You're doing Sheep Detective. And they just said, fuck it, we'll make a movie out of just this asinine
It's Amazon MGM Studios, though, too. I guess that's what it is. Bezos is like, how much money you want to do this? Here you fucking go.
Here's the thing. I'm torn because on one hand, I'm the one always screaming Hollywood's out of original ideas. But then
It's fucking original.
okay.
We see you, CQ, and we raise you the Sheep Detective.
Bet. Challenge accepted. You want original?
Get me original screenplay right now. And then someone's like, look, I just threw this one out. I found this one in the toilet.
My kid just submitted this for his 3rd grade fucking writing assignment. Fuck it. Green light it. Call in every favor. We're getting Hugh Jackman.
It's written in crayon. Most of it's just pictures, but we'll just add the dialogue later.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And so, yeah, the Sheep Detective, I got invited to see it a month early. It doesn't come out till April 20-something. Or no. Yeah. No. I don't know. It comes out in like a month. And I got invited to see it. And I'm like, you always make fun of me because if they're going to do some free movie, CQ's going to show up. I'm not going to see that. I'm not.
The one time.
I'm not.
Release
I'm
date.
not.
Here we go.
That Sheep Detective is. I draw the line.
May
I
8th.
draw the line.
We'll see next week when you're like, oh, fucking on the
Guys.
Facebooks. Guys, I just saw this movie. It's really great. You all should go see it.
I'm wearing a Sheep Detective hat with a jacket. This episode is brought to you by Sheep Detective, starring Hugh Jackman.
Fucking Bezos is gonna call you. You want the fucking next day delivery, asshole? You're going to see my fucking
You want
movie.
to catch these hands in 2 days? In 2-day delivery? I deliver these hands.
Actually, you know what? I would see it if then you're like, oh, and stay tuned in next week because Hugh Jackman's coming on.
Hey, shit! I would.
And then I'll be like front row, like
I'd be there. I'd see every screening.
Watch the shit out of this movie.
Oh man. And then George
Anyways,
Clooney
that's
shows up
funny.
and eats the sheep.
They're probably gonna, you should tell them to pay you, but like, I'll go see it if you could pay for my parking and gas. Like $200.
Yeah.
They'll probably do it.
Yep.
Let me get a free Prime subscription next year.
There you go. Like, let me get that free 1 year Prime, and we'll be good to go. All right, we're gonna toss it to a quick break, and when we come back, we've got comic book writer extraordinaire, author extraordinaire, Nathan Edmondson is going to be joining us for a pre-recorded interview about his latest book, The Master. So yeah, any last words, Mad Mike, before we go to break?
No, nothing. Stay classy.
Man, a man, a few words. Gotta love it. All right, guys, we'll be back right after this.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, would you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
There's a voice that breaks the night. It's CQ at the insight. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends in those crazy scenes. Pop culture trends and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends in those crazy scenes. Pop culture trends and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. At the twists and turns, villains play and heroes learn. Every episode we'll discern lessons from the past to learn. Games we play and books we read, CQ's list of what we need. Memories that make us bleed, together we will take the lead. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. So bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight.
Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hey, everybody, we are back. We are back. I'm going to go ahead and read this prompt out. This is the intro for our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of Pop Culture, where tonight's guest is a writer whose work has made a serious impact across both creator-owned comics and some of the biggest titles in the industry. He broke into the scene with Image Comics, creating standout series like Who is Jack Ellis and The Activity, which was a military intelligence-driven story built with input from real-world operators, bringing a level of authenticity you don't always see in comics. From there, he went on to write for Marvel, taking on iconic characters like The Punisher and Black Widow, delivering grounded, tactical takes that focused more on realism and tradecraft than spectacle. Beyond comics, his work has expanded into television development and real-world efforts, including co-founding an organization that trains and supports park rangers in Africa. Now he's stepping into the world of prose with his novel, The Master, bringing the same grounded storytelling into a whole new format. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Nathan Edmondson. All right, Nathan, thank you so much for being here today. Right off the bat, you know, most people in my audience probably know you from your comic book work, runs in The Punisher and Black Widow and The Activity. When you look back at your career, what do you think defines your style as a writer?
That's a good question. First of all, thanks for having me. Uh, what define I tend to be very I think there's things I'm not particularly interested in writing usually. And I find myself drawn to a combination of sort of thriller and mystery. This was my first foray into something more detective, in the detective genre. It has a dose of the spy, the espionage, which I've got some pedigree in. Um, and yeah, I don't know that I have a hallmark. I'm not sure if I could point it out other than hopefully, the next thing being better than the thing before it. That's at least what what I'm sort of driven to in my writing. But yeah, action, I like a diversity. I like exploring different areas. I definitely like different challenges. This book presented a unique challenge, which was setting it in something very real that required a lot of research that people had an awareness of or wanted to discover, participate in. So it kind of came with um, its own rules and expectations in that way. And I think that was a unique challenge about it. It was also born of, my hometown. And I don't think I've written something, pun intended, that close to home before. Um, but yeah, I like action. I like troubled lead characters somehow or another.
Outstanding. And you've worked both with creator-owned companies and major publishers like Marvel. I mean, now that you're switching kind of gears into this novel side, like what's been the biggest difference for you in how you kind of approach the storytelling for all these different worlds?
The basic tenets of writing are the same, right? Or story are the same. Comics and graphic novels, by the nature of the medium, require a more efficiency, expediency, focus on action, and of course, it's a collaboration. You're working with an artist, and the artist is carrying a great deal of the storytelling lift. Um, so I think the distinction between the narratives is thing one. There are certainly stories. There's always exceptions to this, and some of those exceptions can be stellar standouts, but there's always so there are always exceptions, but there are stories more well suited to prose than comics. I think this is one. This is a story that would have been much harder to tell, in that graphic format, or at least, for me, it didn't lend itself to, yeah, it didn't lend itself that way. but every story kind of, it's a combination of the story dictates itself, but the medium can inform that too. You can indulge and immerse in things in a novel that you can't, or that have to defer to action or a visual. Ultimately, comics is a visual medium. It's not consumed as a written medium. It may start as a written medium, it's not consumed as a written medium, so it's a very different art form.
Yeah. And before we dive fully into the master, because we're definitely going to get to that, I got to take a look back just because of your incredible work. Something like The Activity, that book felt different. It felt real. I know you consulted with military personnel while you were writing it. What were you trying to get right with something like that usually other books kind of miss?
Hmm. Um, it's been a minute, but with The Activity, a couple of things happened, and they happened to both myself and the artist. Um, Based on the response, we wanted to get the book became more it became more accurate, or at least we indulged in and in research and endeavored to make it something more grounded in reality as the book went on. And that was partly because we saw the reward in that. It was partly because reality is so much more interesting than fiction often, and that's what we found as we reach out to do any kind of research and bring any kind of realism in. It was a great slippery slope, to try and make the book more and more realistic. And one of the things, when we conceived the book, we knew it was unique and that there wasn't much in this space. There wasn't a lot of, for example, spy-fi espionage books when I was working. Not none, but when I conceived a few of the books I did in that genre. Um, but there was very little in this military action, military realism space. And as we saw the response to that, and also a response from a readership that was a step outside, people who were drawn into comic book shops because of the subject matter, that there's a reward in that made us want to uh to pursue the book in that direction more and more. So we found, I don't think we were, in other words, quite aware of how unique this book would be, and also how much of an appetite there was for it. And while I haven't kept up a ton, I think that there have been some books that I think we can humbly claim some credit that followed along because that readership then had an appetite, maybe doing a much better job than we did in that genre. But yeah.
So humble, so humble. One other look back to, like, your work on when you took on the Punisher. I mean, that's a character that has a lot of history, a lot of interpretations. I'm always curious when you're taking on something that's like been done in a million different ways. Like, how do you decide what your angle is going in, and what did you want your version of that character to really be?
Well, with the Punisher, we very much carried on, and we're invited to that character because of what we had done with The Activity, and something grounded. The character, as I recall, was sort of struggling as a book, or at least wasn't quite finding a niche with a current audience. Again, it's been a minute, so I don't have the data for that in front of me. Anecdotally, I can tell you, when I got the call about Black Widow, I was on the phone with the whoever the head of Marvel was at the time, Googling her, because I didn't even know her real name. I knew nothing about her. I was saying yes, and what I brought to those characters and any I wrote for the big two publishers was, or I should say rather, what I didn't bring to them. These were not characters I set out and had gotten into the industry saying, I really want to do my take on this character, and here's what I wish had been done. So I would come to it very blank slate in a way, which I mean, I hope we turned into, at least occasionally, a strength, in those stories. Yeah, so I don't know that there was something I set out, kind of like a bucket list, saying I really want to see the Punisher do X. But once we got into the sandbox, it was a lot of fun to play there.
Yeah. And you stepped away from comics after some pretty major successes, and that's not something we often see. I mean, I'm curious, just getting to know you, What kind of led to that decision?
Well, I never expected to be in comics. I chanced into it, really sort of tripped into the medium. I was very glad to be there. I loved working with artists and finding, I had the opportunity to discover a few artists and bring them to the table. And it's just a joy. Somebody with an art history degree, it's like a joy to work with really talented, phenomenal artists. In fact, I collect art from around the world, but I have framed in my office a number of pieces from artists I work with. And I always treasured the stuff that was not necessarily the panels on the page. Like, what would you do if you weren't being paid to do it? And I loved seeing that stuff. I spent 10 years. One of my divergences from comics, I spent 10 years overseas, mostly in Africa and the Middle East, working. And one of the things about that is it allowed very little room for collaborative works. It is a full-time job, not just doing the writing, but doing the collaboration. You're working in a team, even more difficult because you're rarely in the same place. So you're chasing each other kind of across states and continents. And I don't necessarily. Um, I love the artists and many of the artists I've worked with. I also like being able to disappear now that I'm more focused on prose up to the top of a mountain with a bottle of something and a view of, in a good sunset view. That is much more my style and fits my lifestyle. It certainly fit it more when I was working overseas, when you're on insane time zones. And while I was not doing a lot of publishing during that time, I was backlogging a lot of material that would come out.
And it's so funny you should mention that, because the next thing I was going to highlight was that, you co-founded the Eco Defense Group, which, I mean, that's real world, high stakes kind of work. And I was curious, do you think having exposure to kind of that real world risk and consequence changes how you approach, fiction compared to someone who's, just the storyteller kind of thing?
Sure. I mentioned, or I've mentioned, often in the past when people ask about a path to writing, is that, I always discourage people from taking creative writing courses. You need something like the great writers in history, whether you're Tolkien, as a linguist who has fought in wars, whether you were a typesetter, whether you were Cormac McCarthy, who worked in car mechanic shops, or Hemingway. You need something to write about. You can figure out how to write by reading and by practicing, but you need something to write about. So certainly, time I've spent, and the time all over Africa and the Middle East, whether it was diving the Red Sea, falling out of helicopters, being stalked by leopards and chased by lions, and had guns in my ribs and all kinds of things. That maybe not directly, but I think you put it, you sort of consider stakes differently. And another part of it too was people I worked with. I worked with people from um, special operations and intelligence communities in many countries, rangers, learned languages. There's a wealth of experience and knowledge base that certain aspects actually made it into the master. There's a South African golfer. There's a lot of things that haven't made it into a book yet. We'll see. But there's things that make it in indirectly all the time. And I was also exposed to remarkable lifetimes worth of stories, like other people's stories, telling me stories, sharing stories, over fires. And uh, so it certainly has an influence. Not I've not maybe seen all of the ways in that it will, but it was, in my decade, doing that, and I'm still doing sort of some things in a consulting capacity. It's lifetimes worth of stories.
Outstanding. And so you brought it up. Let's talk about it. You're stepping into this world, and with the master, the novel world. What made you What made you decide that this was the story you wanted to tell, as kind of the jump into this medium?
I conceived of the story. I don't remember when, but spending time. I grew up sort of blessed enough to spend a lot of time at the Masters and living literally in the shadow of um, the Augusta National Golf Course. And at some point, walking around, this idea occurred to me. Narratively, it's very interesting to place, crime thriller sort of against the weight of history, legacy, and the denizens of patrons who descend to the course and on and into Augusta every year for a very unique week that the whole world seeks out, or people seek out from all corners of the world, quite literally, and but that is also a very local event. Like for me, it's very local. You deal with the traffic, and John Daly is at up until they closed it, the Hooters down the street. And, there's Mike Weir next to you at a restaurant or a bar. And so, growing up, it is a part of local sort of birthright and tradition as an Augustan, and certainly was that way for me. And so all of those made for an interesting and at times challenging sandbox, I'll say again, to put the story in. But I came up with the idea just walking, what if there was a body found hanging, over the 12th green, and that led to the opening of the story, and then the kind of detective spy plot follows from there.
Yeah. And so with that, if there's fans of your comic work, especially the more grounded tactical stuff, what kind of elements might they recognize here in the Master?
um there, not a lot of military influence in this, but there is some influence from other areas of intelligence and international law enforcement that, especially if you're initiate into those worlds, I think small things will be a little bit loud to you that uh, some people may pass over a little more quickly. um but it is certainly grounded, and it's also in some ways a little more fun. It moves a little more nimbly on its feet than some things I've done, or maybe it shares that with the comics medium and the way I approached it, because no matter how weighty, with a few exceptions, comics is light on its feet as a medium, I think. Yeah. I mean, another interesting connection. It doesn't have any connection other than the name, but the book. Who is Jake Ellis? Jake Ellis is a street sign in Augusta that was actually a 1920s, I think, or no, sorry, too early, late 1930s. A competitor at one of the early Masters tournaments, and so a little small connection there. But certainly, when I came up with that, I wasn't at that point thinking about this story.
And I'm curious too, because on the flip side of that is, I know a lot of writers uh, tend to lean into what they're comfortable with. So I'm curious if there was anything specifically with this book that you maybe challenged yourself, or you got out of your comfort zone, or tried something new, anything like that.
Certainly, in hindsight, I can look at elements that are unique to this. There's a ground level daily life experience. There's also a tempo where you're sort of moving by the hour instead of by the day or the week, which is often how I move through a story. The chronology of a story often is a little more. Um, you have a faster trajectory through time, and a lot of the things I've written. And this one is very, I mean, it is divided. It is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're going hour by hour in those days. So I think the pace is one. You're closer to the daily lives, which feels a little unnatural to me to write. And there's a challenge in that, certainly for me, and getting close to people, and then striking that balance between how much do you see sort of their attitude, of their reactions, versus how much you see in the action. I tend to be more action focused uh, in the way I approach stories, and in something like this, and in prose in general. You are close enough to see down inside a character's head in a way that you aren't when you're a couple steps removed in a different medium. And and there's a risk to being overindulgent in that, but also it's finding your voice. There's other writers who do that masterfully. That is, I think I feel a little, uh, you know, hyper saturated pretty quickly when I'm getting a little too personal with my characters. If that's if that makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. And you've written obviously multiple formats and different mediums. I'm just curious, for you, at the core of it, what makes a story work, right? When you're thinking about it.
Hmm. I I think I know when a story is going to work, or at least I deceive myself into thinking it's going to work. You can never be too presumptuous, but when I'm sort of driven to write and it becomes easy to write. That doesn't mean it becomes easy to work it out and to edit it and get it all solved, but it just you're drawn to it and it's like a good relationship. It's just feels good. Doesn't mean it doesn't require work, but you are drawn to it, you're attracted to it, you're moving with it with some alacrity. Um, so sometimes I'll feel that I'm working too hard, pushing uphill, and just this isn't conceived. I'm not quite there. Maybe I need to let it sit, for a few weeks or a year. And so that's one element for sure. I think also, there was a version of this book early on where it was about, I don't know, it was about almost close to twice as long, and a lot of that was history, research, anecdotes, and a lot of that just wasn't in service of the story it wasn't in service of the pace of the story. And so you sometimes know when you can start pulling things out of a story and it's still there. It's like, okay, yeah, it's like blowing the dust away from a wood carving or something and starting to see the shape. So that's another element when you can pull stuff away and still feel that the story is strong, but you don't know that till you're at the other side of it. But generally, I conceive an idea, I start into the story, all that tends to happen pretty quickly and automatically. I don't outline a lot. I'm not a very technical writer, for better or worse. I might be a better writer if I was more technical, less maybe also less distracted. But and ultimately they're characters, and there's characters who you find that you enjoyed spending time with. Sometimes only when you stop spending time with them, you're like, man, I really enjoyed that character, and you certainly know the difference. And that stands out to me sometimes if there's a character you just want to be around, you enjoyed, and you felt like you were following more than you were leading.
Outstanding. And as we wind down here, I know we gotta let you go. Let's do a 1 minute, 2 minute quick rapid fire questions. First thing that pops to your mind. You mentioned it. Favorite character you've written?
Oh, favorite character I have written. Character in an upcoming book that's not announced yet. I'm a bit head over heels for right now. Uh, I've enjoyed. There's vignettes and characters and things I've really enjoyed. I really enjoyed time on Black Widow. There's a character in the activity I liked a lot. And Jake Ellis, I liked Jake. I didn't like John a lot, just which was interesting. I didn't identify with him, a great deal. But there's a character. Maybe it's just present of mind because I'm sort of in the story right now. But who I'm quite enamored with. Especially there was a click moment. For me a couple weeks ago, even though I've been working on this book for quite a while, there's a little click moment with that character, sort of an aha. And it was after I'd done a lot of the writing and realized something about the character that even I didn't know. And it's a good moment when it happens.
Nice. Character you wish you could write. If you had any choice, dealer's choice, who would you love to write as a character?
Oh boy. Yeah, I recently, after watching the show, The Jackal, I reread the book. I had this wonderful opportunity to meet and become pen pals briefly with Frederick Forsyth, and I have this signed copy of the book. I hadn't read it in years, and I reread it, and just a fascinating character, the perfect balance of mystery and brilliance. But you don't want to be a follower to that character. I love Sherlock Holmes. I couldn't follow that character, nor do I want to write him. So the characters I'm the biggest fans of, I don't think I would want to write. I'd rather enjoy them.
Fantastic. And last one, hardest story you've worked on, whether that be you just couldn't get the character or it was just too technical or what have you. What's the hardest story you've worked on?
Hardest story I've worked on. Um, Hmm. There's a couple of things that never saw the light of day just because they something in the storytelling didn't line up. I, there's a couple of books I worked on where the editorial oversight was very um, counter. We were at odds, and there was a kind of conflict of visions where you just never felt like you landed the character and it had any momentum. And so there's some, so they just sort of started off on the wrong foot where uh, I never felt like I fully had a grasp on those characters, and those were sort of short run books. And on the other side, there's characters I felt like I could get into and started to get into, and they really didn't go anywhere. There was one pitch I made one time for a Marvel character that I would have been thrilled to do. I thought it was the reception of the pitch was awesome, and for whatever reason, it just never lined up. But yeah, things where, and that goes to this sort of collaborative thing, like whenever you put something that's partly in someone else's hands, um, they can dramatically improve it and bring, uh, a lot of polish to it. But and that collaboration can breed a much better story than you would have conceived on your own. But the opposite can happen too on some occasions.
Outstanding. And last one for you. Obviously, we want everyone to go out and buy the master and dive headfirst into it. If you could speak to the audience and suggest what's that one quintessential Nathan read other than the master, what's the go back? What's the pull list? What do they got to go back and read?
Mm. Well, Buffaloes, the book I did with Creed, is was out last year. Also different for me, historical Western fiction, a lot of fun. He's a great guy to work with, so highlight that one. Jake Ellis is a fan favorite, and we're about to have some nice news on that front in terms of adaptation, and so I think that one will be yeah, a good one for folks to return to and read, and it's a fun story, very pretty book. Very
Outstanding.
love the art. Yeah.
Outstanding. We have Creed coming on for Buffaloes next week in one of our other shows, so we're very excited for that one. That's going to be an awesome conversation. I'll give you the last 30 seconds here. Promote the hell out of this book. Why should people buy it? Why should people read it? Where can they find it?
Sure. You can read it because I wrote it. No, it's a great fun thriller. It's very timely. Came out today. Obviously, golf is in the air, Masters Week. You can find it Barnes and Noble. You can find it on Amazon. You can go to your local bookstore and order it. It's meridiabooks.com is the publisher, MERIDIA books.com. My website, which is myname.com, and both Meridia and I have social media channels where you can see the book promoted and out there. So yeah, go seek it out, go find it. Ships quickly. It's got a nice, pretty cover, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together.
It's an awesome book. I highly recommend it. Nathan, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. And we look forward to more amazing things. When you have more to talk about, you got to come back and we can dive into that as well.
Absolutely will do. It's
Awesome.
been a pleasure, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. And
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, right? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, would you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
all righty. We are back. Welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. And that was the amazing Nathan Edmondson. And Jessica Jones, you know what? I'm feeling charitable today. Reach out to me via Pop Culture Warrior. You're on Facebook. Find us Pop Culture Warrior. DM me. I will send you this copy of The Master that was given to me by Nathan Edmondson, just to show my appreciation. You watched, and I appreciate the comment. I see another comment. So this is what the posts behind this page look. I see you guys complain so much about every little thing. Hey, Shavarius, how you doing, buddy? If you've got, so this is what the pogs behind this page look. LMAO. You should really learn how to type a full sentence if you're gonna try to insult me. Also, not pogue, infantry, but hey, appreciate you, man. In fact, had more combat service on my little digits probably than you did. So, anyway, as I was saying, thank you, Jessica. So yeah, hit me up on Pop Culture Warrior, and we'll get you the book sent out. What were we gonna say? Yeah, so much going on. Lots coming up here on Pop Culture Warrior. Kind of teased it there at the end of the interview. Next week on the Monday edition, which, you know, I kind of could have had him here on Pop Culture Warrior, but I'm going to share the wealth. Creed Bratton, you remember him from The Office. He played Creed, funny enough. He's going to be joining ICE on the Monday edition next week to talk about his book, Buffaloes, which I think is really, it's going to make for an interesting conversation. If you missed last night I sat down with Colin Jones, who is running for president in 2028. He is a Marine Corps veteran and bioethicist by trade, and incredibly well-spoken, incredibly educated. Very different than some of the people who are running the country nowadays, but that's fine. You go back. If you missed that interview, go back and watch that interview. It is phenomenal. They talked for 2 hours about everything. And Colin is an awesome individual. I've gotten to talk with him back and forth. Really smart. Has some great ideas. And I think while it is a long shot, a moonshot, I do think that I think he could do a great job running the president. I mean, he can't do any worse. Oh boy. Not to get political here on Pop Culture Warrior. He even said if he does win, he's gonna have WTF Nation Radio be an official part of the press pool at the White House. So if you want to see WTF Nation Radio at the White House, let's vote for him. What else? So we got a bunch of really cool guests coming up on Pop Culture Warrior on the Monday edition. We're working to get some sports people for the sports bar. Got some cool stuff for the reset coming. Yeah, man, so much coming. I watched the beginning, need to finish it. Katie interrupted me. What else? Oh man, there's a bunch of conventions we're gonna be at this year. We were invited to NAB, which, if you know, it's a broadcaster thing. We're not gonna be able to make that one, but we've got Super Show, the collaboration with Super Show coming. That is going to be the grand gathering in Ohio at the end of May, which we have some really cool stuff to announce, some pretty cool collaborations. Wait till you see it. It's fucking awesome. It really is. I gotta say, it's fucking awesome. We also got San Diego Comic-Con coming up this year, New York Comic-Con coming up this year. We'll be at PAX Unplugged, which is the board gaming. Like PAX is about like indie gaming, but PAX Unplugged is specifically non-technology, non-video game gaming. So dice, cards, board gaming, all that stuff. So we'll be there. FTX has some really cool stuff. We had a bunch of more games come in recently. So I think this week we're gonna be playing. I think we're playing Bad Apples and something else. and tally up or something like that. But we have so many games to play. We have we got to play the boys. The boys board game is something that's been sitting there and has been calling me. But that is an intense game. They're like, if you know how to play the game, it takes about 2 hours. So if you know anything about FTX, you triple that for us because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I've got the Evil Dead board game that I really want to get into, and a bunch of other ones. Bunch of other ones. But very excited for the FTX stuff that's coming. There's some really cool opportunities that, yeah, I got to leave it at that. I can't say too much, but there's some cool stuff coming. And you want to stay tuned here and see what we've got. I have the Creed banner if you want to put it up. No, we'll save that. Thank you though, Keith. I appreciate it. K Mill in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Spinning the ones and twos is awesome. I make you like an official producer of W.T.F Nation Radio. All right, I'm gonna cut it short. Well, short, a couple minutes, but I'm gonna cut it there. I got some work I need to get done, some video editing I need to do, and release some stuff. And yeah, very, very excited, man. Stay tuned. Jessica, don't forget, hit me up so I can get your address so I can send you this copy. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there. I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything? Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? If you're interested in being a member of the WTF Nation, we're always looking for good people. You don't even need to be really qualified in anything. If you just want to be part of the team and you want to help in any way, we're always looking for content creators, social media posters, video editors, graphic designers, webmasters, fucking... If you want to help us with the inbox and help us with comments and the inbox and things like that, just reach out. Let us know, and we will you reach out and we'll get you, find a place for you. But I think that's it. I think that's everything for this week. Real quick, let's take a quick look around the horn at WTF Nation Radio, where we're at today. We start our week off with Sundays with the Reset with Dr. J. That's our noon programming for all your mental health conversations and learning to be a healthier person spiritually and mentally. It's a phenomenal show. She just gives some really great insight. Love what she's doing with the programming. We've got the King and Me on Mondays with King and his lady Michelle, doing all of our relationship lovey-dovey kissy face stuff, followed by the Monday edition with Ice and Massey. That's your news, politics, discussions, commentary about everything that's happening in the world, which they are keeping up with it all. I don't know how, but Tuesdays right here, Pop Culture Warrior, every Tuesday night. With me and Mad Mike and or other co-host when he's not available. Wednesdays, the Smoke Pit is on a small hiatus while Radar gets his affairs in order. He's fine. He's just life is busy, which we might have a certain someone step up and fill that role if he so chooses to. We also have the Sports Bar Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, it's in the title. It's the Sports Bar. They talk about sports. Thursday, Sergeant Time. Form up, talk about all the things happening around the military. Fridays, every other Friday for now. Hopefully one day to be every Friday. FTX, Friday Night Tabletop Exercise, where we play board games for your amusement. Saturdays is Weekend Co-ops with Nemo. And that's just all your video gaming, co-oping, gaming, fun, nerd stuff. It's a blast. Watch as they do the World of Warcraft and the Helldivers and all those other super popular games that are happening right now. But that's everything we got. That's everything we got right now. And you saw on the graphic, more to come. man, there's so many things I want to talk about that it's just not at a place where we can talk about it yet. But things are happening behind the scenes, moves are being made, deals are being discussed. But as things get locked in, we'll be sure to let you know. And 2026 is already a huge year for us, and it's going to be so much bigger as we fully flesh out things here at the station, behind the scenes and in front of the camera. Super excited. But with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have an awesome Tuesday night. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you here Friday night for FTX, Friday Night Tabletop Exercise. Looking forward to it. And with that, y'all have a good week. Shots.
Let's see it.